Hey guys, name's Fen. Guess what? You won't be seeing any of this in today's video. Well, you will, but cheaply, because I forgot to record in desktop mode, so I didn't capture my note-taking, so it's gonna be crappy screenshots mostly. But you'll get the general idea. Sorry. This always seems to happen. I go for high quality, and then in the middle of my freaking videos, I have to keep adjusting like an asshole. Anyways, on with the show. Greetings everyone and welcome back once again to Riven. This time I have made a couple of visual tweaks. I've figured out that you can turn on the filtering so that you filter the graphics and make them a little less pixely. Blurs them just a touch, but I feel like it's a decent trade-off. Also, I've tweaked the scaling a bit so that I can flip back and forth between this. Oh, better get rid of that for more screen real estate use. That look good? Okay. Not okay. Excuse me. Right, so, yes, you go here, and by the way, before we begin, I gotta make a few corrections here. This is not this, but it's more like that. This is not like this, but it's kind of the other way and not as rounded, so, more like this. Boop. I wish you could just do the Photoshop style lines. Well, that's not quite perfectly drawn, but you get the general idea. So, now we're good here, so, let's play. So, last time I said we were gonna go down, but, in fact, we're not gonna go down right now, because that would lead us astray. So instead, we're just gonna go ahead and leave. Oh, yeah, I guess I should show how I did the filter, because if you're playing Riven through ScumVM normally, then you should get a configuration, I guess, for it that will let you set these things on the UI. But this is like a lightweight version or something that comes with GOG. Oh. Yeah, I remember this. There's little scenes like this that you can see if you do things in the right order. And, I just remember accidentally seeing them properly, the first time. Like, yeah, because you don't see these stairs when you're like, you see them now, barely, but you don't see them at all when you're... It's just, I don't know, man. But yeah, I just remember accidentally seeing them all the time when I was a kid, all the time. So... I don't know if I should go up here. Things are a bit, tenuous, perhaps. But yeah, with this lightweight version, you have to go in the INI file, rivensvm.ini. And, you know, it's actually pretty easy. Open the file up, you'll see the fields filtered equals false. You just change it to true, and then you can even say full screen equals false, which is what I'm doing here. I'm using a custom written app to make this window bigger than the screen for scaling purposes and all that. Tech talk! So yeah. You gotta get the timing exactly right on these dudes. So sort of like this. So yes, there you go. The sunners go heish. So these things are sunners. You might not know what they're called. You might call them, you know, whale walruses or whatever. But I happen to know they're called sunners. They sun themselves. What of it? And then they kind of just disappear. 'Cause, you know, they do it quickly if you go off camera. And I forgot what's even down there, actually, come to think of it. I'm not sure if I even went down there. Let's see, I actually literally don't recall. Oh, wait, I'm remembering now. It's a cave with globes and globules in it. Yeah. Oh, and then there's another one of those. Because these graphics actually are 16-bit, or what was called high color. You don't hear that word ever now, but it used to be there was 8-bit color. There was 256 colors, which was the VGA standard, and that was just called 256 colors. And there was options on your right-hand taskbar here on Win98, and there was high color, which was 16-bit. That's 65,536 colors. And there was true color, which is what we use now, which is 16.7 million. That's what we all use now. But for a while there, maybe some people don't remember or don't know. There was an intermediary 16-bit color, and that's why this looks kind of dithery sometimes, but not as bad as, like, a GIF dithery, because it's not quite as bad as a GIF dithery. Anyways, let's see. Yeah. So the bug is that other one. See, that's because I just thought I remembered these things without actually looking at them, so... Just want to make a good... Oh, man. Drawing. Especially when you're, like, trying to be entertaining and you're worried that you're not gonna be... Awesome. So. Boo. Boo. Boo is the beetle. Buzz. Good, so we're getting pretty far with noting these things down here. Actually, disapprovingly far. Oh, hang on. Oh, yeah. Hey, there's this. Because I just played this a month or two ago, like I said, I remember too much, and it's kind of disappointing, but hey. So yeah, you got your Speedio bug there with the eyeball. Presumably where it should be. I just noticed right now that's what that's supposed to be. So, I'm hoping that by going down here I don't trigger something that I shouldn't. Oh, no. There's some tracks under the water. So you may notice this water is kind of weird and it's got these little holes in it. These holes are surreal, but if you're boring and want an explanation, there will be one later. So, look forward to that. Also... No, it's not quite here. There's a view from somewhere or other that is like the most obscure view ever that I was like, wow, hey! I never solved it as a kid. I just looked up how to solve a puzzle, but I didn't know why. I finally know why now, and I'm like, ah! I just love these logs above here, man. I'm telling you. I mean, if this age weren't ruled by some sort of malevolent, godlike god guy with books and a head that gets severed down his shoulder, I sure would want to live here. I shouldn't be clicking too fast. Let's click a bit slower. Yeah. Man, oh man, though. Rand Miller, of course, has acted in all the Myst games as Atris, although he said many times he doesn't like acting. But you know, as Atris, he just seems to fit the role like a glove. You know, Rand is, in real life, he's such a chill and cool, funny, just amiable guy. You just can't help but like him. Anytime you see him or hear him, he's just like, we helped make some of the biggest selling games in PC gaming history. Yeah, hey. I don't know, they could be rock stars, but instead they're real humble. He's real humble. Whatever, let's go. And load. So was that cool, or what? What? Yeah. I guess, by and large, most rockstar type people are humble. It's probably just the ones you hear about. Anyways, this is Boiler Island. There's a boiler. kind of looks like a texture, but shh, nobody has to know that. So there's, you know, we could have gotten chopped up if this thing was running, I suppose. That's pretty funny. You could go back and even go on the ride again if you wanted. But yeah. So you could do that if you want. What was I gonna say? Jeez. Oh yeah, these days, like what? Mist was like 6 million copies, Riven was 4. Then Wikipedia's like, oh, PUBG is 50 million. I'm like, what the hell do you mean 50 million? How do you even do that? When I was a kid, even 1 million was exceptional, and now it's like, 1 million, who cares? This is a Switch, by the way, and I can never exactly remember which ways you got to switch it went, but I guess I'll sort of figure that out. But this water, also beautiful. I love this turquoise water. It's one of the things I most remember about Riven, in fact, this turquoise water. Striking, because it's, you know, different. And this ripple effect, I kind of am curious, you know, because you can turn off the water effect. So I guess that's actually just a visual effect and not an actual, you know, movie. Reasonably convincing. So yeah. And Myst 3 Exile, I mean, it's nothing to do with this game, but I remember it, because me and my sister got Myst Riven for Christmas, and then we got our stepdad Myst 3 because he liked playing these games too, so reciprocal. It was perfectly cute, I suppose. And I also remember getting it at one point myself and playing, and I beat it a long time ago. And like I said, I tried to beat it a couple of years ago and got stuck, but maybe I could try that next, because then maybe I really wouldn't remember most of the puzzles. So it'll be, you know, cool to watch me struggle and do annoying things that are really obvious, but just like keep not doing them or something. So Switches galore, Outrage City over here is kind of what's happening. Let's just leave this for now and just see if we can maybe explore else place in here, like maybe past the ladder. I feel like I shouldn't click too fast, though. It's weird. This clicking around while Let's Playing is kind of weird, because I can sort of control the pace more finely when I'm walking in real time, but this, I don't know. So yes, apparently Rand Miller is calling their dev machines, quote, those nasty old SGIs that collapsed in a heap or whatever. Not sure what he means by that, but I guess they must have lost the resources. I saw somebody on DeviantArt who said they were a Riven dev, and they showed a shot of that center place from above, like it wasn't a shot that was in the game. So, I don't know if that's anything, but they probably didn't have the stuff either. Because the Starry Expanse guys are having to recreate all this stuff with photo matching. It's like, holy crap, man. That sounds awesome. That sounds like the kind of thing I would want to write. But we can't do anything up here, so never mind that. But okay, looks like we're stuck doing the Switch galore hell. Switch hell. So, there's, okay, so the pipes, that one is going to there, and I, presumably, I guess you could, like, switch the flow. So, perhaps it's possible that we can chop some stuff. I don't know. Where would be the switch for this anyway? Like, I'm pretty sure that this isn't really important to anything, but, like, let's see. Yikes! So, yeah, you have to do it manually, so there's no way you could do it while you're in here, unless... Yeah. I mean... It's entertaining, but yeah, you can't really do nothing with that important. So, onward. So then there's this pipe over there, and then there's that one over there. So I'm thinking that one goes... No, that one doesn't even have... That must be water coming in, I guess? So, okay. One's going over there. This one's going there. This one's going there. But where's the... I can't quite see the third, because this camera... You know what I mean? Like, we're... If that... So maybe there's just two pipes going that way. I'm trying to get a good view here and see... Maybe I should back off even more. So... That's that one. That's right, so the two of them go up there. Fine, so I'm supposing I want the middle one if I want to deal with the boiler, then... Perhaps. I'm not just playing with you, I really never remember that. I have to look at it closely, so... I'm really not sure which of these two I want and, like, why I want them, but let's just try things, I guess? Okay, that didn't do anything. Alright, well, that's the steam valve connected to the steam shaft. Oh, hear thee the words of Karis. And make death threats for the final episode. Oh. Because apparently the last episode of The Prisoner... people hated it! And I get why, but I love it! So, I never fully quite understand. I mean, I guess this is hot air. I don't know if that's, like... if it's like a hydraulic thing or something, and... This whole place is just kind of overly complicated. But then, like, there's this. I don't really get... So yeah, see, that goes back up, so I guess it needs... But it goes back up even though... This hot air dryer pipe thing is not there anymore, so... I really don't like it when I don't... But yeah, but now it doesn't go down in it. What? You see what I mean? It's weird, like things control things differently. Okay, that's for the water. But I don't know why, because water doesn't seem to be going through this thing, like when you rotate it, no water drips out or anything, so I don't know why. I just wish I understood the exact mechanism of this thing better, because it seems a little bit arbitrary. But hey. Hey you guys, this whole episode is just me sitting around and watching this thing go up and down a lot. How's it going? So yeah, that thing lowered. I'm pretty sure this seems glitchy or something. Like, not really, but it just has the feel of being so, because I'm pretty sure this is supposed to lower the thing. No. I don't even know what that does then. Because I know I have to lower it. Right? Am I wrong? So now switching it back that way lowers it, but it was the other way last time. I don't know. This bit you kind of just fiddle it around until it works. I'm not so happy about that. But hey, game ain't perfect. That's cool looking though. I remember so many of these little bits and pieces. Oh, yes. Oh, I do want it raised. Okay. Okay. Let's fiddle it around until it raises again. But yeah, now it's not going to do it again. I have to do this or some shit? It just doesn't make any sense. Because then you can take that thing off, and it'll still be raised. I don't know, you guys. No, that's the water! Why is that the water? Come on. I don't really want to do that, but this is just... Ugh. Come on, raise the thing, will you? What is it, this? Come on. Yes! Literally no clue. But I guess you want that raised. So why the heck do you want to ever move it down then? I don't know. I don't know. Whatever. Yeah, I shouldn't have done that and set the precedent for skipping movies. Like, I know that it takes forever to watch them, but I don't... It's less immersive if you skip them. So anyways, let's just leave this unhappy place behind that we never have to deal with again. See, in the original game, you know how I said that your hand would, like, slightly disappear when you click and then reappear? It was basically like a notification that you clicked. Whereas here it doesn't, so when you're clicking in the darkness, you actually might think you're clicking up against a wall. It's a subtle thing, but it could confuse people. And I forgot that it mattered. But yeah, I guess it just drains out into the sea because it's pretty much industrialism for you or something. Can I see like a little puddle there? A little cute little puddle. But we're done with that. This kind of reminds me of Hunrath from Abduction. The end statement. Also, might as well just bust this open. No, I said bust this open. Bust. There you go. There you go. Busthead. So now we're in here. Great. And you might think, what is this magical witchcraft over here that looks like a colander? Well, a rocket is going to shoot from it. No, that's a lie. But you can open it up. And you can, I don't know, stick this thing on. You can maybe try to do something. Nothing happens. There's a fan. We could get our head chopped off. I don't know, y'all. But in case you might recall, this lever doesn't do anything. But you see how there's... Well, there's the fan, and the fan is conspicuously being powered, so actually that's kind of confusing. But anyways... You go down here, and you remember those... That rust is so realistic, and these, like, patches on the ladder? Jesus, what are they spending their time on? You may recall there was that third pipe that I said, well, maybe it turns power to something over there. Well, let's see if it does. I haven't created a lot of notes this episode. In fact, I haven't created any. I've created one and fixed 2 others, so sometimes you won't get to see me alt-tab out. Sigh. So maybe this will work now. Hey-o. So, now that we've lowered that, we can just sit back and have a nice meal. Food is good. Reminds me of something. Not sure what, though. Oh, well. Let's see if we caught anything, I guess. It seems to be some sort of trap. Maybe a fish or a giraffe? Nope. Nothing. So, yeah. Let's just leave that till later and see if we can figure it out. But, you know Cyan, so let's do this. On that door that slightly leaves a trail of artifacts when it closes. I remember that too. Yes, Cyan always be pulling this trick, so... What do we got? Oh, it's another creepy dome. So this time, let's look at the symbol. So it looks to me like a circle with a line through the middle, but like we'll see that for certain later. They even like freeze frame the video so you can turn it. So you're wondering, where could the thing be? It's that creepy eye-looking eyeball thing in the wall. That's where the looker thing is. So yep, Cyan pulls it again immediately after the last time with the... I don't know, I like this. I mean, I'm on to them now, but they freaking got me in Abduction 2 with that stuff, so... And this stuff's just super creepy. So this time I'm just gonna show you. You could just mash... Yeah, that's what I thought it was. And the thing is, you really have to look at that symbol while it stops because it ain't going to show it to you there. So, well, let's just draw it first. What? Oh, this brush is like, the size is relative. Oh. Fine, okay, so it's like that. And, this is, I don't know, boiler. Well, I do know. It's boiler. Boiler. Dome. There. pretty sure that's it. We can, of course, start it again if we want, like so. Yeah, it's like a movie projector. It's got this weird, like, these weird little slits there that are what you need to, like, you know, like those old kaleidoscopes, not kaleidoscopes, but those things you can look through, those red toys that you can spin the thing and it'll be like a movie, yeah. But yeah, I mean, like, I'm probably just gonna mash the rest of these the rest of the way through. Good, confirmed it really is that. Because we know what we have to do, it just doesn't register it most of the time, so we're not really being cheap by not doing it. We know what we have to tell the game, it just won't listen, so we just kind of bang our heads against the wall. But yes, so this dome, like all the others, you know, we can't do anything with yet. It's the same sort of deal. And these are called fire marble domes. Because I guess this is fire marble, not rust, as you may wonder, nor a cantaloupe, as you may also wonder. Cool design, though. So, yeah. Well, now that we've done that, that doesn't really do anything. Oh, but there's this other passage. What could we have? I know. Let's have a beautiful view with this awesome looking building over there in the distance. But let's appreciate the lake. Okay. Lake appreciate. So, don't forget to, you know, do that. Like, whatever it is. I can't even remember. Wait, I think I do remember. I think it turns the fan off. Yeah. But yeah, just that little detail of the cursor disappearing and reappearing. You might think it doesn't matter, but in very few cases, it's helpful to let you know that something can be clicked, but isn't, or that there's darkness. Whoa. So, for the Starry Expanse, they're saying this bridge is freaking huge and it takes way too long to walk in real time over it. So it's these kind of challenges you just don't think about. But I'm making you think about them now. Wow. Pretty sure those clouds are probably just a matte painting. I don't think you could render clouds like that back in the days, but maybe, I don't know. Oh. Hey. But yeah, I kind of feel like a guest in Myst fandom, because, like, I've only played and beaten Myst, Riven, and Myst 3, and I've played some of Myst 4, and I got stuck and frustrated, so I didn't play it again. But where did I get Myst 4? I think I bought it in, like, a box set, maybe? I don't know. But anyways, but there's books, and there's this whole Myst fandom, and there's Mysterium, which is a Myst convention, and I feel like I just don't know nearly as much as I should to call myself like a Myst fan. I feel like a bit humbled, I guess, like, you know, I'm a guest in the house of Myst Hop. To be controversial. So you might think you could get up there, but nope. Nope, it's just this alien podule. But oh, what have we here before we check out that path over there? Let's go over here. So yeah, even though I really love these two games, and I understand the stories and the world well enough to sort of get on with, I'm definitely not, like, the super fan, and I'll defer to them for stuff. But yes, this... Hang on, can I, like... Oh, I want to go along that ledge. Whatever. Oh yeah, that's right. I guess I don't have to not talk during cinematics, it's just I'm watching. So yeah, there's this. And there's that. Hang on, that dome didn't look like it was spinning before. Let's confirm. Oh, it is. Okay, never mind. So cool looking. I don't know, these games, so unique, and I don't mind the clicking. Oh yeah, this was that door that I was like, in theory, I can get through the door. And you see, I'm just right here, and there's a big old wall in my face, but... You know, rotate the room a few times, and, I'd be back. And in fact, I think... Let's do it some more. I think if I do this one more time, then I won't ever I won't ever have to or want to rotate it again, because the path will be open that I will want to take. Nope, not that one. Let's do this a whole bunch more times. Oh man. I sure love listening to some audio of a thing I can't see. So that's not even gonna be anything, I already know that. There's no doors next to other doors. Also, these switches sometimes don't animate fully during the recording, but they do for me. That's slightly disconcerting, with a 9-point bulletin out for revenge, blood you once and call a mulligan, etc. Okay, so here we are, back at the start, but you know what? I don't want to be back at the start. I think maybe I missed one of these beetles or something, but oh well, whatever. Hey, play this game and wow. Wow. And see for yourself. Also, I think these islands, like, it's funny, because most of the graphics in Riven, I think, stand up today if they were real-time and higher res, but some of these islands are, I think, they're height mapped, like Mist, and so they have a weird stretchy look, so the island terrain maybe doesn't... I think modern graphics could do better than the island terrain, but probably not significantly better than most of the rest of the stuff. Well, it depends, but yeah. Okay, so that was that, but I actually still want to be over here. Because, well, you know, for reasons you'll discover. Oh, that was like a quick... Hey, that transition didn't transition. Weird. Maybe because it's a load. I think that's a load. Because I remember there's one time in the original game where it loads just when you're walking because it goes between islands, and I'm pretty sure it is this bridge here. But, like, isn't that a spectacular view? Like, squint a little bit, ignore the pixels, etc., and just imagine how that would look with modern graphics. Oh. The imagination just... That water's not animating. I thought I saw a blue circle. Maybe not. Anyways, now that we probably turned the fan off, let's go and... maybe see, because I don't know, there's something you can do with that trap, and I don't ever quite remember what causes it to start working. But maybe let's try it again. I don't know. And let's have a nice drink of water. Ah. So maybe we can listen. Nothing's happening. Maybe I should just leave it down there since I can. I mean, I don't know. I don't know why turning off the fan would... Yeah, I'm just gonna leave it down there and come back later. How's that sound? Great. So, yeah. I can't think of much else to reminisce about at the moment. Pretty much this is all just nostalgic and blah blah blah. But if we go up here, you know, maybe I'll like, nah, if I had something, I would definitely remember it on the spot. So here we come to Agehn's lab, and guess what? It's another book. But before we get to that, let's start another video with reading. That's the most popular thing to do on YouTube. It's like people were psychic somehow and just didn't view the video because they knew I was going to read right away, even though I guess I said that in the description, so not psychic. An ordinary explanation is afoot. So yeah, it's just kind of the science lab. It's cool. It looks like some blue stuff in there, but then you look and it's not. So, a lot of things in Riven, a lot of shots just don't line up with physics correctly because they just smushed them all together weirdly to make it flow well. And, we try to make it real time. It's heck on a stick, man. But you don't notice when you're just clicking around because you're clicking around. So, there's a lot of stuff here, and I don't know if they just meant this stuff for, like, fun, or if they, as certain theories go, just ran out of time to, like, make more of it interactive. But, you know, oh, it's paper. I thought it was one of those things where the balls, like, click-clack against each other. You know what I'm talking about. So that is, in fact, a second door, and this is, in fact, a boiler. A small mini boiler, or at least a fireplace of some kind. Hey, yo. There we go. So you can see, Agehn just kind of burns books and destroys worlds he doesn't like. Yeah. Now, a lot more will be revealed about the books and why he's here and all of this stuff later through gloriously lengthy texts that just kind of go on, which I suppose is what I get in a certain way. So there's the book, there's another thing, and there's a trap. And I'm not going to say that's a dress again because I already said it, but I could say another thing. Robe. This drawer, one of these drawers, if you do something with these eggs, you actually enable some Easter eggs in the game. But again, like, you'd click on these and your cursor would blink, but that doesn't happen anymore, so, like, I don't know. Also, I can't remember which ones you click when or what, but, you know, just in case you wanted to know. Oh, hey, check this out. I said, check this out. I said, there we go. So yeah, the water is not surreal. It's just weird water that goes away from heat. Boo. Also an explanation that will be explained at a later date. But, you know what? It's probably not a good idea to read at the start of an episode, so come on, man, get me back. So let's just kind of read at the end of one. Shall we? Here I go. I love this book, though. It'd be cool to have this book in real life. Okay. The latest ink formulation has proven a failure. Even when writing in my most promising books, I obtain only the barest glimmer of a connection. It is frustrating to expend so much effort creating a blank book, only to end up destroying it when it doesn't work. There are days when the lab is uncomfortably warm from the flames of these failed attempts. The further I refine each element, this is super hard to read, by the way. It's a trademark of this game. Meh. The formulations of the inks and papers, the physical dimensions of the books, the more I realize that the list of potential combinations is nearly infinite. It is during moments like these that I despair. Without access to Dunny, my long-term goals may never be accomplished. Nevertheless, there are avenues of research which remain to be explored. I am discontinuing regular observations of the stars beneath the fissure. Although I've been able to track the dark cloud-like formation that migrates through the star field and have proven that their paths are cyclical, without proper instrumentation, it is pointless to continue. My general theory, considering the nature of the fissure, has remained unaltered since it first appeared. It seems that the fabric of this age has been breached in a way that permits matter to be hospitably exchanged between the discrete but overlapping spaces, much like a link, but the apparent physical contradictions surrounding this juncture defy logical reason. The great column of wind that was formed when the fissure first appeared suggests a vacuum as one might expect in space, yet my early experimentations revealed the presence of a breathable atmosphere. That Atris and Catherine threw themselves into the void is further evidence that it might be safe to travel, but without knowing its true nature I cannot take the risk myself. It is also difficult to say what would happen if I were to reopen it after so long, but it is likely that the results would be catastrophic given the changes that have occurred in this age since that time. Maintenance on the steam vent caps completed. I am extremely pleased with the continued success of this system. I believe the construction to have been true to the Dunny designs of my memory, another example of the superiority of the Dunny technology. It's ironic that Atris and Catherine unwittingly provided me with such a convenient source of power. So there's cool pictures that almost look like concept art, you know, in-game, in-universe concept art. It's pretty cool. Not all of them mean anything for puzzles, but, well, I mean, that one that tells you, hey, switch the thing that it already basically tells you to do where you do it, but, you know, shows you how Steam works. I don't know. As with many of my views over the years, my thoughts regarding the origin of the fissure have changed. I've recently begun to wonder whether it was actually an unexpected byproduct of the changes Catherine and Atris wrote into this age during their escape. Certainly, by casting their linking book into the void, they trapped me here quite effectively, but I do not believe that Atris intended the book to be lost in this manner. Much better to destroy it than to risk the possibility of its falling into unknown hands. Also, had they foreseen the creation of the fissure, they would surely have thought that the vacuum it created would eventually consume the atmosphere of this planet, a fate which Catherine undoubtedly would have deemed unacceptable for her home world. If I had not been there to supervise the construction of the seal, this is most certainly what would have happened, for the villagers were far too frightened to even approach the vortex without my urging. I hold on to the belief that it was an unintended consequence of their writing for another reason as well. I prefer to think that my son had meant for this age to be merely a prison for me, rather than a death sentence. The construction of the imagers has proceeded without fault. It is interesting to see how easily I've been able to adapt the Dunny technology to mimic that of the Ahmad. In some ways, the similarities between the two cultures was striking. I wonder if, perhaps, there had been communication or commerce between the two cultures in earlier times. Maybe Ketta's people were even descendants of the Dunny. It pleases me to think so. So yes, there's some cages, I don't know. Note, it's possible that if I were to somehow able be to supply the books with a power source of sufficient magnitude, I could suppress the variance enough to facilitate a solid link. It is doubtful that the geothermal cap generators could provide such an enormous surge. Perhaps I could adapt the fire marbles. I have been cataloging the natural elements of this age for nearly 30 years now, yet still I continue to find evidence of the Dunny's preoccupation with 5. As a boy, it was very clear to me that the number 5 had a special significance to the Dunny society. From the ancient heraldic emblems of the ruling elite to the humble homes of the commoners, it was ubiquitous. Its presence here is obviously a direct reflection of the mind that designed the texts that I used to compose this age. Further proof that through this art the Dunny masters were indeed creating the marvelous worlds they wrote, and not, as many have mistakenly thought, merely building links to pre-existing worlds. While most of my constructions have been based on Dunny designs, I see now that the ones that I have imbued with the power of 5 are clearly the most beautiful, the most perfect, and I believe the most structurally sound. I am still attempting to determine how the Dunny color symbology reflects this superior design principle. Although superficially it is based on a 6-color system, I am convinced that there has to be a deeper connection to 5. I will continue to investigate, and here is where we have to write some stuff down. So there's 6 circles, and I'm going to have to keep flipping back and forth between them. So, let's start with that one. So, okay, so we got boop. 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 That is 1, and in fact, that's that one. We've got just this. We've got that. And then we've got the same, but without the eye thing. Right? And then we've got the same, but like that. And then we've got that. So I'll note down anything else I find about these later. And yeah, I've finally made a breakthrough. I have succeeded in modifying the fire marbles to generate enough power to hold a descriptive linking book in a stable matrix. I have linked to a new world. It is a harsh and desolate age, but it's nonetheless well suited for my purposes, and so I have designated it my whatever-erd. This is actually interesting for reasons I'll elucidate later if I remember, which I won't, so yeah. By studying it closely, I believe I will eventually be able to create a more appropriate age for us to resettle on. For now, I will build an office and set up my living quarters there, in order that I may conduct my experiments in safety and without distraction. So, there's some previews of what the age could look like. Abano. I must admit that I am proud of my work. To think that in such primitive conditions I have accomplished in 29 years what it took the original Dunnies centuries to achieve. Note, repair outerwear for work on this world. The goggles may need to be redesigned altogether. I have begun construction on a series of link sites for each island that will construct that will connect Riven with my new office on Bluebity Blue. The Survey Guild has finally completed the site location for each island, according to my exact specifications, and installation of the domes is underway at last. Work on the central power source got off to a bit of a bad start, I'm afraid, but the pace has picked up considerably since then, and I anticipate no further delays. I'm looking forward to finally having a civilized mode of transportation. And there's the stuff. We could write them down again here, but we already did. But you see what I mean? Opportunitas. Due to the rebels' continued disturbances, I've decided to install a coded access system into all of the domes. Good, so here's more writing. So the code... Oh yeah, so the code access system is this, but we don't know what that means yet. So... And some of these at least are actually randomized per game. So you can't just look them up. You really gotta know. Alright, and then what I like to call number comfy chair. Because, you know, it's a comfy chair. I don't know. Hey. Sorry I keep flipping back. It's just... my mind just forgets things instantly if I'm, like, not... if I'm paying attention to something else. Ugh. Oh, man, that's complicated. Yeah, this must be random because I don't remember that symbol. So, oh boy, what is this symbol? Yeah, but you see this is really similar to that other numbering system in Abduction. Well, not similar, but like it's like a numbering system that you have to figure out what it is. Okay, so bloop, bloop, and bloop, bloop. I don't think I've ever seen this symbol before. But okay, so this is the dome access code. I don't like how the size is different. Dome code. My handwriting not using a mouse is not really much better than this, but you know, hey. There. That's what it freaking is. Okay. I caught one of my assistants looking over this journal today. I'm glad I've chosen to write it in a language they cannot decipher. Note. Discuss security with each guildmaster. No problems expected from the maintainers, educators, and surveyors. Question the bookmakers and builders more closely. Today I heard several more reports of spirit sightings by some of the villagers. It seems that under Catherine's leadership, the rebels, or the Black Moiety as the villagers obstinately insist on referring to them, have obtained a new level of sophistication in their terror tactics, and have renewed their campaign to intimidate the villagers into joining them, playing upon their shared superstitions. The villagers are certainly susceptible to this form of coercion, especially given of late the rebels' increasing acts of vandalism and theft. The Itram traps have been steadily fruitful this year. Apparently, the breakup of the islands has not adversely affected the subterranean ecosystems. Unfortunately, I imagine the rebels are experiencing a similarly generous harvest, no shortage of poison for their darts this season. So for some reason the frogs are called Itrams, even though it sounds like it means Y-tram, which sounds like it's referring to those trams, but those are maglevs, whatever. Such morbid issues aside, the sudden availability has allowed me to refine a particularly pleasant extract for my pipe, one that is smoother than any of the others from recent years. Chemical analysis of one of the rebel knives has yielded curious results. Its composition contains elements that are unlike anything I've encountered on the islands. It appears they have access to a resource of which I am unaware. Perhaps a mine or an uncharted island. And that's their knife. Note, most of the knives have been found on the south side of the village. This is the same area in which there have been reports of people mysteriously disappearing. I think a closer inspection of the area is warranted. The fact that they leave these distinctive knives as a sign of their presence concerns me. They're growing more bold and seem to no longer fear discovery of their hideout. The latest measurements indicate that the recent trend has continued. The movement of the islands has slowed tremendously. My previous estimates predicted a total collapse in approximately 3 months, but with the new figures I am uncertain. I have nearly finished writing the bloopity-blooped age, and I have every faith that it will indeed be a safe place for us to relocate to, yet it would be helpful to know what has caused the halt in this age's breakup. Is it possible that it's stable after all? If so, I must discover how this age differs from my less successful attempts. My estimation of the bloopity-blurred age have thus far proven inconclusive. Or perhaps someone is repairing the damage to the fifth age. If so, it would almost certainly be Atris's doing. I have reluctantly decided to abandon my experiments into the behavior of the water of this age, as there are more pressing matters on which I must now concentrate, leaving me little time for such speculative research. For future reference, however, my investigations up to this point have revealed the following. I believe the remarkable properties of the water to be caused by a life form that resides in it, specifically a type of bacteria. I'm imagining a mobile unicellular organism, but one with structures capable of holding bits of water whose combined effect, via surface tension, a stronger force, causes the composite body of water to move in response to heat. Prolonged response to extreme heat, for example, a period of extended boiling, seems to kill the bacteria, which would explain its dramatic aversion to heat sources. That's actually a pretty cool explanation, as explanations go. I still like them surreal, though. Unfortunately, these theories are still not fully tested, and I remain ignorant both of its deeper nature and its possible uses. An exciting development. Last night, a squad of maintainers stumbled upon a lone rebel scout and obtained from him a most incredible device. It is a crystal that somehow powers these flawed linking books, much as my own system does, but with an obvious advantage. It is small and weighs only a few pounds, making it completely portable. Catherine must have fabricated the device before I captured her. Obviously, with an explicit dunny schematic she must have brought with her to this age. If only I'd had access to such a document all these years! Regardless, I can now concentrate solely on the writing of ages, and need no longer worry about building elaborate power supplies for each new book I write. This is a sobering reminder, however, that I must continue to seek an avenue to Dunny. Regaining access to the resources there may be crucial to the completion of my mission. Oh, that's it, is it? Wait, that's it? I mean, cool, because... Oh, no, how do you do... You don't press escape. You do that. Cool, because... Reading takes forever, but... Oh, this is what I'm remembering. Yeah. Last week, while monitoring the situation of the villagers from the scope in my survey room, I observed one of the natives swim out to a small object that appeared to be floating but anchored near the entrance to the bay. I ordered the object removed from the water for inspection. Several days later, however, I was surprised to see another floating there. The missing object had apparently, and quite mysteriously, been replaced with a new one overnight. I've long been aware of the existence of similar artifacts on the villagers' island, but have paid them little notice until now. Tomorrow I shall send surveyors to catalog the others. So this is the clue that I was like, really? So this eyeball. We're looking for another eyeball. Because I think we've got... What have we got? So 1, 2, 3, and 4. The beetle. Okay, we don't need this beetle buzz anymore. We already know what this... We already have it written down. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Yes, the frog. So this is a frog. There's no question mark. It's an itram, but, you know. I don't like this weird sizing that's weird. Yeah, so we're looking for a fifth one because 5. This is our fifth one, but we don't know what the sound is. And yeah, it's floating in the ocean and anchored. But you know what? Let's just keep this in mind, and we'll kind of, I'm not even gonna note that down because there's nothing to really note. But we'll just, you know, keep that in mind for later, and yeah. Now that I have accomplished that, I'm gonna leave it right here, and next time we'll go outside for some fresh air, but not in real life because that's too extreme, and see what happens. So see you guys then, and bye for now.